Hi everybody, and welcome to Unit 6 of Arts and Humanity. This week we're going to look at art, and in some ways this is going to reflect back to our very first unit when we discussed beauty, because the idea of art is closely in line with the idea of beauty. But to start things off, I thought I'd show you some art. Here's the first piece. Dun dun dun! This is a Native American picture that my mom drew. Gosh, when I had to be about 6 or 7. You can see part of it's falling apart. Get a little closer so you can have a better idea. My mom was an artist, and we lived in Tucson, Arizona, so she did a lot of art about the Native, that dealt with Native Americans in that area. And she also did pueblos and cactus and many different images. And this is one of my favorite pieces of art I have left of hers. I'm going to show you something else. I made this out of TV guides and clay. This is kind of a replica of the famous art The Kiss. And this is all done out of clay. And I molded it into the images. This is the frame is actually a TV guide, and this is what you call folk art, if you would. So I just cut out the center of the TV guide before, the TV guide got to be big again. And I made this. These beads are all handmade out of clay as well, and then hand beaded. The beads at the very end, they belong to my mom. When she passed away, I included her jewelry in it, so to be a little bit more special. That's one of my favorite pieces of art that I've made. And then I want to ask you about this last piece, if you think of it as art. Dun dun dun! A Campbell soup can. Yes. Well, Andy Warhol did, and he did a lot of art with the Campbell soup can. Of course, he used tomato soup, and this is cream of mushroom. But he thought that the everyday was art. And do you guys remember talking about that? I think like in the very first unit we talked about how pragmatists, or the philosophers that going all the way back to the Stoics, and of course this is my personal view too, but it's different for everybody, that people who believed in pragmatism, the philosophy, believed that beauty and art could be found in the everyday, including a Campbell soup can. And of course now we call this pop art to distinguish it from fine art such as the Mona Lisa. In the introduction to the unit you heard about the mustache being placed on the Mona Lisa, and of course that was an attempt to make it pop art. Recently somebody, I believe, presented a toilet as a piece of art, and as a comment on the art, I think somebody actually used the toilet in a museum. I will post that news story for you. So art is strange, and I bring that up because one person's image or understanding of what constitutes art, even great art, even a pop art, is another person's understanding of, you call that art? I have a 3-year-old over here who can make that art. Thank you very much, right? So this week we're going to look at art, and we're going to look at whether or not art and beauty, if it's important that they're intertwined ideas and concept, that if art must be functional or not functional, should it be part of the everyday, should it not be part of the everyday, and can we look at the everyday as art, or do we need to see art as being as something Immanuel Kant suggested, divorced from the everyday of life? These are the ideas we're going to look at this week, and I am very excited to talk to you about it because I love discussing art and architecture. I also like making some, like that picture I showed you. And that's it. So let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Welcome to Unit 6, and I'll see you on the Campbell boards. Bye-bye.